Hello everyone, welcome to the Mobility Lab today. Today's routine is going to be targeting the quads and hip area. For today, you're going to need a lacrosse ball, so I'll give you guys a minute just to grab that. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can also use a foam roller, a tennis ball, anything of that nature. Feel free to go ahead and pause this video, go grab that, and then we'll go ahead and get started with today's routine. Again, targeting those hips and those quads. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and start in the down dog position. We're just going to pump those calves up and down, drive those heels into the ground, left and right, stretching out the calf muscles, stretching out the ankle area, and also hitting the shoulders at the same time by driving your head through and simultaneously just creating some blood flow in the body. That's going to prep us for today's routine. If you're starting to feel nice and loose, then maybe drive both of those heels into the ground. Get a little bit of a deeper stretch. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and take the right foot. We're going to step it forward in between the right and left hand, and then come up into a tall lunge position or a dragon lunge position. I want you all to think about driving your hips forward, feeling that stretch primarily down through the left quad and left hip flexor. Well done, everyone. We're going to add just a little extra range of motion to this pose. Feel free to grab an object next to you, a wall or whatever, and then you're going to reach around with your left hand and bring your left foot in towards your butt. The further you shift your weight forward, the more of a stretch you're going to feel throughout that hip flexor and that quad muscle. If this is too much, you can simply transition to a couch stretch, using a couch or a wall behind you to elevate your foot instead of having to balance and hold your foot behind you. Well done, everyone. We can go ahead and release that foot very, very slowly as we transition into our next pose, which will be a half saddle. So the right foot the right leg, will stay straight. You are sitting on your left ankle behind you, and you are pulling your right toe in towards you as you bring your chest down towards your knees as much as you can. The target area for this stretch will be the right calf muscle, as well as the left quad and left ankle. Alright, let's go ahead and come on out of that position and come back to our dragon lunge. Bring our feet back together into down dog, and we're going to repeat that first pose, down dog with calf pumps. Just driving those heels down towards the ground, driving the head through the shoulders, getting a nice full body stretch. Alright everyone, we're going to repeat that sequence on the left side this time. So step the left foot forward, come up into a tall lunge or a dragon lunge. Think about driving that pelvic area forward into that lunge. Again, the further you lean forward, the more of a deeper stretch you will feel. Target area in this dragon lunge now will be the right hip flexor and quad muscle group area. Alright labbers, go ahead and grab an object next to you if you need for balance, and go ahead and reach around with your right hand, grab your right foot, pull it in towards your butt. Again, you can always sub this out with a couch stretch, using a couch or a wall behind you to elevate your foot instead of having to balance and reach around with your right hand. Either way, hang in there with us for just a couple more moments. Think about your breathing, making it soft. Just relax your body. And we are through that pose, everyone, switching over to half saddle on the other side. So sitting back onto your right ankle this time, left leg is out straight. Remember to try to pull that left toe in towards you and bring that chest down towards your knees. Target area being the left calf muscle this time and the right quad and ankle. Hang in there with us, everyone, for half saddle. Well done, team. Let's come on out of that. Come back into the down dog position. Meet us there for just a couple of calf pumps as we set up for our next pose, which will be the frog pose. So you're going to bring your knees out to the outside edge of the mat. Feet will be pointing to the side. Go ahead and bring your hands out like you would for a child's pose, and go ahead and sit back into the frog pose. The target area being the hip flexors. The further you lean back, the more of a stretch you're going to feel here. Alright everyone, the frog pose is an intense pose, so let's very slowly come on out of it. Take your time, and we're just going to transition into a sphinx or a seal pose just for a couple of seconds to stretch out those hip flexors that we just hit. Feel free to come on down to your elbows if the stretch is too intense. Otherwise, if your body feels good and it allows it, you can come on up to your hands for a little bit of a deeper stretch. You can even shift side to side if you want. Kind of wiggle out that tightness, whatever feels good today. Think about relaxing every part of your body. I find it helpful to relax my face. Think about releasing the tension in my jaw, releasing my tongue from the roof of my mouth, just relaxing. Okay everyone, our next pose will be a lizard. So let's bring that left foot directly underneath the hips. Bring that right knee down to the ground and bring your chest over your knee to add a little bit of weight and really stretch out that calf area as well as the hip flexor. So target area will be the left calf as well as that right hip flexor. This will be a nice long pose, everyone. Be patient, think about your breathing, think about softening your body. All right, everyone, that was a long pose. So let's very slowly come out of it. And when you feel ready, switch over to the other side. Right side, lizard pose. Right foot directly underneath the right hip, left knee on the ground, chest, adding some weight to that knee to hit the right ankle as well as left hip flexor area. And that will do it, everyone. Let's meet back in down dog before coming into our last pose, which will be the full saddle. So both knees are on the ground, feet are flat on the ground, sitting back onto those ankles. We're targeting the quads here. Now, if you would like to add a little bit of range of motion, you can walk those hands back and lean back. You might even be able to get down to your elbows or your shoulders. Otherwise, feel free to stay tall, whatever feels right for you today. Wherever you are in that pose, everyone, let's slowly think about coming out of it and go into our mash for today with our lacrosse ball or foam roller, whatever you have available. We're going to mash out those hip flexors. Target area being the top of the quad, hip flexor groin area. You're going to place the lacrosse ball on the ground and find that spot that feels tight I like to bring the opposite leg forward, place my weight on that knee, and then that sort of helps me gauge how much pressure I'm putting on that hip flexor. And all we are doing is rolling around, finding that spot that feels tight, just kind of mashing out some of that tightness and soreness for a couple of moments. All right, that's going to do it for that side, everyone. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Same thing on the other side. All right, everyone, that is all for today's routine. Thank you so much for joining live on Zoom or on YouTube. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.